now we move on to our cartoon discussion, specifically Disenchantment, which I recently finished the third season of.
How'd you like it?
Its ups had its downs, but I remember you telling me about the whole situation going on with Zog, and oof, oof, yes, oh god, oh god,
He's just constant honking, right?
oh, I,
Wah, 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 wah.
oh god, please no, no,
Sorry,
uh,
sorry. It's in my brain. It is in my brain forever.
like I sympathize with the action that they were taking Zog in. Don't get me wrong, but I will be damned if I was just not over it after the second episode of going through it, and they just kept doing it. They just kept doing it.
Yeah. It got real fucking tough to take. Honestly, when he picked up the dummy, I honestly let out a sigh of relief.
Ugh.
It's like, oh god, he's not honking. He's not honking. I'll take the stupid dummy. Just stop honking.
Like
And you know what? I like what he did with the dummy, especially with the ways he managed to fucking pull one over on Oddball. Because Oddball's been a dick this whole season, so it was really satisfying to see Zog get one over on him.
honestly,
You said you weren't gonna hit.
I thought Alval was gonna die this season. Honestly,
It's like I don't think anyone actually like dies in this series. Not if they're named and or important, or at the
I'm
very least named.
what's his name died pretty early on. I wasn't expecting that.
Which what's his name? Oh yeah, him. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember his name. His death was actually a surprise because man, he'd been through some shit in the previous seasons. I didn't expect him to just be like dead.
Yeah, we had some up and downs with the character, and it was just like, and he's dead, and I'm just like, oh, really, really, really.
It's like wow, we're just like that, huh? I need them to go somewhere with this shit with Bean and her mother. I really do. I mean, I like what they did at the end of that one episode where like she just said like what she thought her mother really felt. It's just like oof, oof, oof. You you're gonna need a burn heal for that one. You're gonna need to just fly out to the Arctic and jump right in because there is nothing that's going to take that one away. That one hurt.
Mm.
That one hurt. I could tell.
And yeah, it was just the season. It really does feel apparent because I had heard that season one and season two were technically supposed to just be one season, and it really does feel that way because this feels like half a season. It feels like we hit the halfway point in a full season.
So what? They're just like cutting seasons in half and releasing them as half seasons instead of full seasons.
That's really what it feels like, and that's what I've heard. If any of the people I listen to are to be trusted, and I trust them for the most part, it really does feel apparent that they're just not really doing what they should be doing in a lot of these instances. Like, they shouldn't be cutting this down because I thought it was a little off that it's just like, oh, 10 episodes, a full season. I'm just like, that makes sense for streaming, but Matt Groening doesn't really do things like that. It doesn't feel like that's how he operates.
He's probably doing it to follow the Netflix format.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit of a hindrance to the season because each season feels so unfulfilling a lot of the time.
Yeah, yeah. It just like it leaves a lot of doors open that you're not really sure are going to have any sort of resolution. Like Merkimer's body fucking came back. At this point, I don't think anybody remembered that was a thing and gave a shit. Like really gave a shit at this point.
Right? It was just like, oh, I I wasn't aware that we were going to address this. Thank you. I think.
Okay, well, this happened. I mean, as with everything in Disenchantment, immediately it's just like, okay, well, now the body is gone forever. Okay, that's the end of it.
And it just feels like you could have just left that off the table and we'd have lost thing.
Yeah, we really would have lost nothing. I mean, to be fair, they did actually gain a bit of like financial standing, and well, in a bit of an awkward, I'm gonna call that a ghetto kind of way, they got some free arrows.
I guess. It just feels like we could have done something different and been none the worse for the wear for that.
That I will agree with, but it feels like this series kind of needs to take us places because it can recognize that not a hell of a whole lot goes on if it stays in one place. That's just the unfortunate truth of the matter. A lot of people kind of spend most of their time in this series sitting on their ass waiting for something they've set in motion to finally, bear fruit.
Uh, no, no, man. It's not a bad series. It just needs a lot more TLC before it becomes something great.
Yeah, yeah, I get the feeling this is going to be one of those series that, much like The Legend of Korra, will be a lot more readable and cohesive when you watch it start to finish at your own pace instead of, keeping up with the seasons as they come out. I feel like everybody was arguing Korra back and forth as each new episode came out, just picking it apart until there was like nothing left of it and trying to, inject meaning into that. And it's just like, you guys kind of, you pick this shit apart so much that I think you missed the point entirely. At least that's how I felt when people were discussing it.
Yeah, it
But
has.
I am feeling as though Disenchantment is going to be in the same kind of realm where, maybe they're trying to say something important. It's just hard to interpret with everything else that's going on at once.
Yeah, you're definitely right. The series has had its ups and downs, and it just feels like hopefully it manages to get to the finale that it's going for because unless it does that and does it successfully, series might just end up being seen as kind of a wash.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we can't always produce gold. I mean, credit to credit where it's due. Matt Groening could do it for a future setting and a past setting, or and a present setting. Not so much for a past setting. It looks like.
Yeah. That is true. He's done the modern, he's done the futuristic, and now he's going for medieval. And medieval seems to be the one that just isn't catching on, and it's the real shame of things. I see a lot of potential in this series, but oof, it has just not been fulfilling that.
If they let him do things his own way, he'd probably be able to produce it better. But I would imagine 10 episodes take 1 year. 20 episodes would take two. So each year they're just like, hey, we need a new season. It's just like, well, we've already got 10 episodes here. These are done. So he might not be working in the way that he's used to or prefers. It's hard to say, really.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you said, I hope the thing with Bean and her mother actually goes somewhere because it felt like it was going to go there at the beginning of the season and it went all of jack shit nowhere towards the end of this one. So, better luck in season 4.
Right?
Alright, on to the next topic.
Yes.
So, I didn't actually ask you, have you seen Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts?
No.
Ooh, okay. So this section is going to be all about me trying to sell you this series. Now, dude, you talked about Legend of Korra. Guess what the animation studio for this series is?
The what are they calling it? Avatar Studios now?
Are they?
I remember seeing that being a thing somewhere.
Huh.
Like the Avatar crew just decided we're gonna make our own studio and we're gonna call it Avatar Studios. And
Really?
everyone was on board with it.
Oh, hey, more power to them. I did hear they were going to start making like another series at some point, so hell yeah, do it for it. Do it.
Fuck yeah.
But the animation studio Studio Mir animated this one. So lots of great animation, lots of good comedic timing, very funny series. And oof, another thing, the I forget exactly who it was, but the person who arranged the score for Into the Spider-Verse does it with this series. And the music for this series, dude, this series throws so many bops at you. It is insane. I have jammed out to this soundtrack for this series, and it's just been such a good time. So fun, so beautiful, so nice. And I also just want to say that, like, it's, a what is it, a dystopian kind of future setting, but it's keeps a very light-hearted tone, very much kind of like Into the Spider-Verse. Like there's emotion, there's comedy, there's quick timing. The main character is very hopeful and naive about the world, but it's balanced out by, more realistic other characters, and their realism kind of clashes with her optimism. And oh, when I tell you that the animation, the sound design, the characters, the look of this show, because this show has style out the ass. Just, so fun. And a lot of interesting cameos from different voice actors and stuff. Because I think one character is voiced by D.L. Hughley, I think it was, who I haven't heard voice act in something in a good long time, and a few
Same.
other people. But the songs in this, the emotion in this, I've cried at several instances in this series, like full on. Like, no lie, I have shed some tears over this series. It managed to wrap it up because it did the one thing that I wish a lot more animated series would do. And when we see it done, it's always a good time. They planned out for 3 seasons. They made 3 seasons. They were like, okay, we're done. That's it. Bam. Complete package. Move along. And I wish every series would plan for at least 3 seasons, because if you want to continue, you can. But if you need to wrap up, you can do that as well. Plan for 3 seasons. It is a winning formula.
Check it out. I will definitely check it out. Where can I find it?
Netflix.
Bet.
Like, it just wrapped up like a few months ago, and it is like, I was so glad to have it. Hell, if I just binged right through it, I would have. And because honestly, when I was done, I was just like, man, I kind of want more, but at the same time, I don't want more because I don't want them to ruin what they created. And the benefit of this series, too, is it was originally this web comic that was being put out, and then the author, got this deal to make a series, and they made a phenomenal series. I like anybody who worked on this series needs to just be immediately hired on for whatever they go on to next because this is a complete and winning package right here. An A plus recommendation, my friend.
All right, I'm sold.
All right, next topic. Have you watched Hilda at all?
Nope, I have it saved on my Netflix queue or my list of things to watch through, but I haven't actually gotten a chance to check it out.
Okay, so another recommendation from me because just watch season 2. Season 2 ends on a cliffhanger, so watch it or hold off till season 3. I no judgment on that one, but this series is not a you gotta watch it. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's good. It's a good series. It's a fun series. It's a very pleasant series because it's very British based. I guess I could. That's the term I would use. Where the sensibilities, the comedy, it's all very kind of subtle. It just comes in, goes out, and you go on with the event. And it incorporates a lot of magical aspects into everyday life and just makes it all feel very natural and just like it's always been there. It's just like, oh, you're living in this town, watching TV, and you could just go outside of your town and run into trolls. Bam, there you go. It's fun, it's adventurous, it's very cute. I love the animation style for this as well. Very unique. Like it's one of those things where you watch it and it's just like you could see this style in something else and you know what they were referencing. Like it has a very solid look to it. And if you're just looking for something to just watch and just not have to get like stressed out about or just kind of unwind, like it's a very kind of like what's the term I'm looking for? It's kind of like watching the Peanuts, but on a magical adventure.
Ooh, sounds nice.
Yeah, it's
I
just
may
like
actually hold off until the third season because you said like the second season leaves off on a cliffhanger, so I'll hold off. But when I finally get the time out for it, I'm probably gonna really enjoy it. But you got me on that one. I'm sold. That one and Kipo.
yes, definitely two must-watch series. And I guess we'll
Cool.
segue into our next topic, which you'll probably be the one to tell me about, because Craig of the Creek. I won't.
Oh, Craig of the Creek.
Hmm?
God. Well, look, I've been keeping up with Craig of the Creek since it came out, just because the style looked very, very much Steven Universe. Yeah, pretty much. The style looked very much Steven Universe, so I was into it, and I figured I'll stick around. I imagine it's got a very straightforward, positive message behind it. It does, but for the most part, it just treats everything like it's normal, more or less. It doesn't make anything into like a big. Well, it's not really a political issue or a political type of show, but a lot of the issues it touches on are very important these days, and they're the kind that people are very split on. But Craig of the Creek just treats it all like it's normal, and I'm here for that. I fuck with that. Apart from that, it's a very lighthearted, very fun. It's a good kid show. It's a real good kid show. If I was a parent, I would totally be cool with my kids watching this.
Yeah, I've watched a few episodes. especially from the first series. And I remember it had this one character, Deltron, who is voiced by Del the Funky Homo Sapien. And I'm just like, yo, you have Del the Funky Homo Sapien, who is like, was big back in like the 90s and early 2000s. He's kind of fallen into obscurity, but they've had a lot of great cameos and references, and I've heard a lot of good things about the series. It comes off very much like a nicer version of Ed, Ed and Eddie, I guess.
Yeah, it is very much a nicer version of Ed, Ed and Eddie with like the ingenuity of Codename Kids Next Door.
Which,
Because like all those little kid-based technology type things they do, they're more functional than any of the things the Ed's ever built.
that's not saying much, honestly.
Hey, the point is they work.
Oh yes, that is definitely.
Yeah, no, it's a really really fun show. They seem to be doing like this long running overarching plot between two sides of the creek from with respect to an overpass. They're dragging it out to make it like a whole thing and just make that like the plot quote unquote of Craig of the Creek. I mean, it's a fun thing. It's a neat concept. I like where they're going with it. We'll see how it goes. It's definitely got that anime vibe to it, and that that pretend drama that you want to see in like a kids show. The point is, it's fun, and I enjoy it, and I want to see where it goes.
Yes. Definitely something that I need to catch up with at some point. Now,
There's no rush.
yeah,
There's really no rush.
yeah.
This is a show that genuinely just likes to emphasize the importance of taking your time and enjoying things with the people you care about. And I have nothing but respect for something like that.
Too true, too true. All right. Well, I think with that, that's towards the end of things. Do you have any other recommendations, anime wise, comics, manga, cartoons?
Uh, Not really. Um, I have a couple of things I want to get through on my Netflix list. Brand New Animal.
Ooh, I just finished watching that. It's pretty good. I hope it gets another
Yeah,
season.
I have to check it out. I saw the first episode and I was into it, but I never really got much past it. It's weird. I love Studio Trigger's stuff. It's just lately I just can't be bothered to do much of anything with it.
Yeah.
But hey, that's the pressure for you.
Hey, it is what it is, man. We get to everything within our own time.
Basically.
All right.
I do also want to check out the new season of Beastars, but well, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Right. Well, actually, that's something I need to. Well, I haven't even started watching that. Need to get around to that.
It's really really fucking good. I'm reading the manga now because like I couldn't wait for the new season, and ooh, we got some good shit coming. We got some good shit coming. I am so hyped.
Yeah. And I guess that's it.
Yep.
All right. Well, listeners, with that, that brings to a close another episode of Talking 2D. I want to thank you for joining us. It's been Duuz-Diz-Din along with his co-host.
The man with the iron giblets.
Yeah, damn. I'd like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will see you next time. Later.